There are two most common frustrations that beneficiaries face when settling an estate for somebody else. The first one being the tax that they have to pay on the estate and the length of time that it takes to settle an estate, and mainly the probate fees that are incurred. So what are probate fees? This is the tax incurred and regulated by each province across Canada. It's essentially an extra tax that has to be paid on the entire estate value. So this is over and above any tax that might have to be paid on the sale of all RSPs, rental properties, if you have a business, and any other assets that you might have. So it's more like the icing on the cake that is just the tipping point for people where they're like, have I not paid enough tax on this estate, let alone having to pay probate tax? So for example, in Ontario, the probate tax is 1.5% of the estate value. So if we only take, say, $1 million of investable assets, the probate fees on that amount of money is $15,000. So here's the solution. A way to settle an estate and have it quick and to avoid probate fees is through the use of segregated funds. So you can essentially take this $1 million of investable assets that the person has and move it into what we call segregated funds. This is essentially an insurance policy which allows you to name beneficiaries right on the account and which allows it to be to avoid probate fees. Now, I would not use segregated funds right now as an asset class because there are some downfalls to the segregated funds. However, I would seriously consider segregated funds when I'm well into my retirement or I have fallen critically ill and my life expectancy is suddenly shortened. So the benefits of what a segregated fund will do is if I was to pass away, I would know almost within a week that the assets would go directly to my beneficiaries and it would avoid probate. So if you feel like you've paid enough tax throughout your life and the estate is even going to be taxed even more, considering segregated funds when you're well into retirement or falling critically ill will save you additional estate tax and it will settle an estate very, very quickly, potentially avoiding years of having money tied up within an estate.